Alright, mic, poster, location, share.
12 seconds. Hey, my name is Jonathan from Stub Reviews, and today I will be reviewing the new 2014 action thriller, The Equalizer. So The Equalizer stars Denzel Washington, Grace Moretz, and a few other notable actors. And I was very interested in going into this movie because number one, the trailers were very good. They seemed like they displayed a very cool sense of stylistic action, as well as very slick directing and story. So I went into the theater just opening my mind, and I was ready to enjoy this movie. However, I might seem going a little bit too far with this, but this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Absolutely fantastic, at least by the criteria that I go by. So the plot follows Denzel Washington, a man who's trying to find a new life for himself and put his past behind him, and you really don't know much about what he did before. All you know now is that he works at a home department store that's similar to Lowe's, Home Depot, and he's just a very nice everyday Joe. He goes to the same cafe every night to get his coffee. He is really good with his fellow workers, and he just tries to help everybody out. And then he meets Grace Moretz, who's a troubled girl who's in with the wrong crowd, and once her troubles leads her to the ICU, Denzel Washington decides to step in and do something about it and kind of equalize the playing field. And that's when the movie spins off into conspiracies with the Russian mob, and as well as justifying random acts of corruption among the police department and other crimes among the community. And that's really all I can say without spoiling anything, but put it this way, it gets a lot deeper and much more intense. So the acting in this movie is top-notch all around. Denzel Washington is great. As usual, Chloe Moretz, even though her role is very minor, she plays a very realistic role, and I didn't feel like she was trying to act like in previous films. And we also have the main adversary of the movie. I can't really pronounce his name. It's that guy behind me, but he did a very good job. And for his role, I thought that he could either break or make the movie, because he seemed like he was going to be a very stereotypical villain, and he was just kind of there. So Denzel Washington, you could, kick his butt and kill him. But he had some depth to him, and I was very surprised, because when this guy was on screen, I kind of felt a presence like, whoa, I'm actually scared of this dude. So the script in a movie like this doesn't need to be outstanding, as long as the director knows how to direct action. However, when you have a really good script come into the equation, it can really make for a very enhanced experience. And that's why I felt this movie gave. The writing is very realistic, very witty in some areas. I was very surprised, especially in a scene between Denzel Washington and the main antagonist. They're just going back and forth in this really kind of chess play strategic manner that I was really getting into. Not to mention that the script also features various themes of what right and wrong, and who you are in this world, and you can become anything you want to be, and just rising above the opposition and succeeding beyond all odds. And from what this movie was advertising itself, I wasn't expecting that. It ended up being a lot deeper than I anticipated, which is a definite plus for the movie. Alright, so now let's go on to the directing. So the directing in this movie is outstanding. Each shot is craftily put together. Just everything is visually appealing, from your action scenes to just scenic shots of the city, and capturing the intensity of the dialogue. And I thought the director was great. He also directed Training Day, which I unfortunately haven't seen. I hear that movie's very good as well, but by far, this is the director's, in my opinion, that I've seen, this is his best movie. Now finally, I want to get on to the last thing that I've brushed up on briefly, is the action. The action in this movie is excellent, very realistic. There's a lot of good action movies this year, incredible. In fact, I personally love The Raid, but there was a few issues with that. Number one being that it wasn't incredibly realistic, because they'd have 20 guys go on one guy, and then only they decide to fight the main guy one at a time, and it doesn't make any sense. In this movie, it's scaled down a bit to make it more believable. Therefore, Denzel Washington takes out these guys. He doesn't do any face punches. He always does critical blows, which I can catch with my eye because I'm into martial arts, so I'm like, oh, okay, that works, that's realistic. And it just really brought it home for me. So there's an overall consensus that Equalizer brings it all home in every department. We're talking about great action, great directing, great script, and great acting, which is really hard to find these days. Something that has all the elements of a truly great movie, but this one delivers, and that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. It is one of my favorite movies and is the third movie that I've given a 5 out of 5 rating this year. So, how did you like the review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Make sure to follow us on Twitter. There's going to be a link in below. And make sure to like and subscribe to this video if you haven't done so already. Make sure also to leave any feedback in the comments. And have an excellent day.